Today, Baba is talking about the aspect of his role that he plays in Sangam Yoga of giving us elevated directions in order to make us elevated. Now, you see, Baba says that I am the heavenly Godfather. I create heaven. I create Satyug from Kalyug. And I come and give you the directions to change from a human to a deity. And Baba is the, Baba is the supreme teacher. Baba is the most elevated who gives us these directions. And Baba says, you are also the most elevated ones receiving these directions. Yes, and Baba says, without these directions, without this knowledge, so there are two things, there is knowledge and there are directions. And if Baba doesn't come and give us these, then we can never change from humans to deities. That's true, right? So first knowledge that Baba gives us is the knowledge of the cycle, that we were pure and then we changed into impure worshippers. Now, we did not know the difference between purity and impurity. Yes, we did not even know which are the vices. Yes, so, although in the scriptures it is written lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, but for some reason, lust was not considered as a vice. And attachment also was not considered as a vice. And ego, we didn't even realize. So Baba says that I give you the understanding of impurity and purity. And Baba says that I give you the knowledge that you were pure. And until Baba comes, we cannot even conceptualize a world where there are no vices. Could you do that? That thought never occurred. We never thought that we would live in a society, in a social setting where there is work happening, there are relationships, but there are no vices. And Baba comes and opens our third eye and gives us the knowledge about how the world is designed and how for 2 yugas we lived in a world of purity. And then how we started going into impure actions. And then Baba gives us the directions of how to go back to that world of purity, how to go back to being a deity. Now we have this funny idea that deities are different from human beings. Yes, so we show them with, more number of hands, or, with some magical things that, some things which set them apart from human beings, especially we create 4 hands, 8 hands, something, and then we show the deity. We don't depict the deity as humans. But Baba says they are also human beings, but true human beings. And what is the definition of true human beings? The one who have divine virtues. And Baba says when you have devilish traits, then you don't have divine virtues. And that is what makes you an ordinary human being. So Baba says how you shift from being a true human being to all the false qualities. That journey Baba explains to us. And Baba also tells us that now what is the direction of Baba for us to go back to being a deity. So the first direction is do not engage in sinful act. Yes, and Baba says the biggest sin is to become body conscious. Yes, and whenever we are body conscious, so have you seen that not just on the path of Gyan, but even when we were not in Gyan, you do something, and at that moment it feels like the right thing to do. So let's say you were having an argument and you raised your voice, or you talked louder than you usually do, and it looked like something very natural to do in that setting, and you didn't even feel ashamed while doing it. It looked like the right and appropriate thing to do. But then later, when you are going to bed or you are in silence, then you feel that that was not right and I shouldn't have done that. And what seemed right at that point of time feels like the wrong thing in a different moment. And what is the difference? Why does it feel right at that moment and wrong in the other moment? Because when we are in body consciousness, our intellect is not working. And when we are in silence, our intellect is working. So we cannot differentiate between right and wrong action when we are in body consciousness. That is the interesting thing about body consciousness. And you see, when somebody is body conscious, they will never realize their mistakes. So that is why Baba says that to realize your mistakes, to realize the points of knowledge, to discern truth, to experience Baba, you need soul consciousness. You need to, just step back from this I and mine and look at and go to your place of peace. Position yourself in your Swadharma, in your religion of peace. And then when you position yourself like that, when you take a step back, have you seen that when you are in a scene, so when you are in the midst of a scene, you cannot see what to do. But when you are a little away from that scene and you are looking at it from the onlooker's perspective, then you can discern what to do in that scene. Similarly, whatever mistake we make or what we need to do in a situation occurs to us when we take a step back from this I and mine and come to soul consciousness. And Baba says, otherwise, we are always in body consciousness. And that is why Baba says, if we don't want to engage in sinful action because we want to become a deity, and deities do not engage in sinful actions, so I have to first look at the seed of sinful action, which is body consciousness. And how do you remove body consciousness? So you don't have a machine to pull out body consciousness. You have to stabilize yourself in soul consciousness. And the more you stabilize yourself in soul consciousness, the more you step back from this world of I and mine and come to this awareness that I am a soul, I am a guest in this world, I am a traveler, and I am full of peace, and peace and purity are my Swadharma. And you stabilize yourself in that state and then look at every scene, then you will feel what is the mistake you did, and you will be able to discern the difference between right action and wrong action. And the first thing is diagnosis. If you don't even discern you did something wrong, how will you correct it? So Baba says that this is the first thing about removing or about relieving yourself from sinful actions. Then second is, first is realizing that you are doing something wrong, and second is I will give you one example. I was when I was not in Gyan, at that time, I never realized that I never realized that my tone went up whenever there was, an argument or a debate about something. But then when I came into Gyan and I started practicing soul consciousness, then I realized this. And when I realized that, then the first thought came is, I don't want to do this, or I want myself to talk in a harmonious rhythm despite everything. But then, could I do it? No, I couldn't do it. Because just by thinking, just by realizing that you did something and you don't want to repeat it, it's not like you will not repeat it. But you need power. Why are you doing what you are doing? Because you are who you are. And how do you change who you are? By remembering Baba. So Baba says the second thing about the most important direction that Baba gives us in order to relieve us from sinful action is remember Baba. When we are in remembrance of Baba, then we will fill ourselves with the knowledge, power of purity, power of peace, power of love. When you soak your mind and intellect in Baba's remembrance, then the powers and virtues and treasures that Baba holds, they become your treasures. And when that happens, then you will be able to stop yourself from engaging in sinful action. And then Baba says, you want to become a deity, you have to fill yourself with all virtues. Yes, so today Baba gives the example of Chandika Devi. So Baba says that, there are people who celebrate, who hold a fair of Chandika Devi. And Baba says nobody knows who Chandika Devi is. So Baba says if you are here in Sangam Yug, you are learning to become a deity, but then you sulk. What is sulking? Baba says, don't make your face like a corpse. So have you seen that sometimes, children, they, even Baba's children, if things don't happen as they wanted them to happen, or as they expected them to happen, then suddenly all the joy and the peace and the serenity on the face will just disappear, and it will become a face like a corpse, and without any positive feelings. So Baba says that if you do that, then you are becoming like Chandika Devi, and you will be worshipped like Chandika Devi, because Baba says that yes, all the worshipping that happens, it happens as a memorial of what we do at this time. So if we are making these faces, or we are losing our happiness and peace and joy over things or over situations, then Baba says you will be worshipped as Chandika Devi, and nobody wants that. And Baba says and why does this happen? Why is there so much sulking? So sulking has its seed in being adamant. So there are children who don't have the ability to follow directions, and those who don't have the ability to follow directions, when they are sternly told to follow directions, then they sulk, or So whenever, those children who think that I will do everything, I will follow Baba's Shrimad, but the way I want to follow it. Yes, and the way I want to follow it, I'll do it. And when these children, they do everything, I have seen there are Baba's children who do everything, who do seva, who do Amrit Vela, who do yoga, who do, who listen to knowledge also. But they have this thing that they will do it only when they feel like it and the way they feel like doing it. And when you do it according to your own wishes or own, dictates, then when somebody else will direct you, then you will say that, you will make that frowning face. And these children, they become instruments for giving sorrow to many also. Yes, because when they get upset, they are pretty rude in their expression. So that is one thing. Let me give you one little example. There are children who are asked to listen to class, in a group. So classes are conducted online. Even when you can't go to the center, Baba has given you the option to sit in the class. So even if it's conducted online, it's a class. But there are some children who will say that I will not attend virtual class or physical class. I will just do everything at my whim and fancy. I'll only listen to class on YouTube. Yes, and then when you tell them that that's not the appropriate method, because you need to have the power of being part of the family. And when you give them this direction, then they will sulk and they will say, what is the point? The point is listening to knowledge. I am listening to knowledge. Then why am I being given this direction? So this is the thing, that when you are directed to do something and you react instead of listening to those directions, that is called sulking. And and anybody who takes directions positively, who doesn't sulk, will sooner or later follow them. Maybe that soul doesn't have the capacity or the circumstances to follow that direction today. But if you are not sulking, if you are not using your own dictates over the directions that are being given, then tomorrow you will be able to follow the directions. Yes, for example, switching on the video and participating in class. Yes, so even, when you nod, it's a participation, correct? So even if you're not contributing by giving an answer or speaking, even if you're sitting with your video on and nodding, that's participation. Or you are smiling in the right places, or you are becoming thoughtful when Baba is asking you to be thoughtful. That's participation. It's a two-way interaction. But there are certain children who are very rigid. We won't do it. And that is called sulking. And it cannot be that, you are not sulking and not following directions both. You are either sulking or you are following directions. And these are not good traits, because, when you don't follow directions, then you cause sorrow to yourself and you cause sorrow to the family. Because when directions are not followed, then the system is not honored. So Baba says that, and even if today, I gave you the example of switching on the video, maybe, you are not in a position to switch it on today, but if you hold this in your buddhi, then you will be able to switch it on tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or after that. But if you say, if you are saying that, no, this is the way I want to do it, and not according to what I'm told, then you will never be able to do it. I'll give you one example. There is a sister in the center, and usually, when she has any seva, for example, when she has to go and attend somebody and give them a course, then she is always ready on time. For example, if she has to give a course to somebody at 9:30 in the morning, she will be ready at 9:30 only, not before that. Then one day I told her, okay, so so she said, I have this thing that I cannot be, punctual or before time. I'm always, around that time. So I said, no, it's not like that. You're very punctual. But the thing is, you have set your buddhi that I have to be ready at 9:30. Now just tell your buddhi, I have to be ready at 9 o'clock. And then sit in Baba's remembrance before the course. So she said, but I cannot finish. So I said, you can, na? When you think about 9:30, you can do it at 9:30. So why can't you do it at, why can't you do it at 9? It's just that you have not programmed yourself. So I'm telling you, you just program yourself that I have to be in the class by 9, meditate, remember Baba, and then take the course. And then from that day, she could do that. So, and I'm telling you this thing from my own experience that Baba says, I give you directions that may change you from a human to a deity. And the only method to change from a human to a deity is to follow directions. And you follow directions when you leave this idea that I will not follow directions. Maybe you're not saying it in that language, but some children are very rigid that I will only do as I like it. I will not do as I'm told. And this is the reason why, there are children who do everything but still become the memorial of Chandika Devi because they do it their way, not on directions. So that is also a memorial, that is also celebrated. Do you know that is also worshipped? So you're worshipped for what you do, but then how can you be worshipped for what you don't do? So that's the thing, you want to become a deity, a full-blown, a deity which is a deity who is, worshipped with all the rituals and in the right attitude and the right method. Then that deity is the one who follows all directions in Sangam Yoga. And I'm repeatedly telling you, nobody follows directions in one day. But those who don't sulk, those who keep it in their awareness that I want to follow directions, they will. Baba gives them the power. Baba gives them the opportunity to follow those directions. We also didn't follow directions in one day. But we had the thought and the attitude that I want to follow directions. And with that attitude, we followed every direction. So the attitude is very important. Okay. So this is one thing. Second thing Baba today says is, do not ever have the ego that I give something to Baba. Now there are some children who don't give anything at all. So there is no ego. And when you don't do anything and you don't have ego, that's not greatness. Okay, so that is one thing. And then, so there are two things. You create a fortune by doing something, right? So those who don't do anything, they are very egoless, but they don't create their fortune through that humility. But those who do something, they start immediately having ego. and then they finish their fortune by having ego. So the only method to create your fortune is do everything, but do it egolessly. And Baba says that you must know that Shiv Baba is the bestower. Shiv Baba is the one who gives. Shiv Baba never takes anything from his children. And Baba says, I'm incorporeal. I don't have any hands. I don't take anything. Whatever you give to the corporeal instruments, right? So the ones who are physically there for Baba's service, you give to them. And why do you give to them? Because when the facilities in the yajna are created, then those facilities come to your own use. So you are not giving to them, you're giving to yourself, you're giving it for yourself and your world family, so that everybody can benefit from the services that are being given in the yajna. So Baba says you must understand that whatever you give is for the upliftment of yourself and your divine family. And never have the ego that I'm giving anything to Shiv Baba. Because Baba says you are only taking from me. I don't even come and rule in the world I create. You go and rule in that world. So never have this thought even that I'm giving something to Shiv Baba. Whatever you're doing is for your own benefit, so that you can create your fortune and so that you can take the facilities of Baba's services, and so that other souls for whom you have compassion, they can take facilities from Baba's services. So this is another thing that Baba says. Then Baba talks about the futility of blessings. So Baba today says that, there are many people who say Ashirvad. And how do you give blessings in the world? You put your hand on somebody and say something, and then you think that's a blessing. So Baba says blessings are of no use, because those who give blessings, they also die. Yes, so you see, people say, may you have a long life. Okay, so let's say, the parents bless the children, may you have a long life, or the gurus are blessing everybody that, may you have a long life, or may you have children, or may you have a son. These in the world, people are very infatuated with sons, so may you have a son, or may you have a long life. But then those who are giving blessings, they never had a son, or they also died. So then why are you taking blessings from them? And Baba says that these things are all futile. Nothing comes out of those blessings. And what is the method to receive blessings? So Baba says, you fall, you create misfortune through karma. Yes, so you receive as you get, as you do. So whatever you have done, you are receiving the fruit of that. And until you do things differently, you're not going to receive blessings. Nobody can put a hand on you and change your fortune. So Baba says that when you follow my directions, that is giving blessings to yourself. Baba says, I am giving you the blessing of giving you directions, and you bless yourself by following those directions. If you follow those directions, then the blessings are for you to receive. And if you don't follow them, then nobody can give you blessings. Yes, so this is the interesting thing, that people give a lot of importance to blessings, and but have you felt that blessings work also? Yes. No. So how do they work? Blessings are not working. Your thought is working. So when somebody gives you a blessing, and then you keep it in your awareness, then your awareness is working. So let's say somebody says that you will never fall ill, and then you hold it in your awareness, then your immune system responds to that, because the immune system and the healing system in the body are activated through positive, powerful thoughts. So when that happens, then you don't fall ill. But that doesn't mean that the blessing worked. The awareness worked. So that way, Baba is giving us a lot of blessings every day. Yes, Baba says, sweet children, that's a blessing. Yes, Baba says, you are the destroyer of obstacles, that's a blessing. Baba says, you are peaceful soul, that's a blessing. So Baba says, so whatever you hold in your awareness, that will become your blessings, because holding Baba's words and titles in your awareness is a direction that Baba gives. Similarly, curse also doesn't work. Yes, if blessings are not real, curses are also not real. Yes, so Baba is, relieving us of the trap of blessings and curse. So have you seen that sometimes people feel that when somebody curses you, then, that curse works on you. But that curse also works because you hold it in your awareness. Otherwise, nobody can, destroy your fortune by saying something or, wishing something against you. That's not possible. But if you believe that they can destroy your fortune, they can. So it is your own awareness that is doing it. And I remember, there was this one Mata, and when she came into Gyan, then her mother, she said that you don't eat food prepared by me, and you will receive such a curse that none of your tapasya is going to be fruitful. So whatever you are doing will never bear fruit, because you are not eating food from my hand, and that I curse you. So then the sister said, if her mother can curse, then obviously that's not a mother. So I don't take your curse. So you see that, when somebody has love for you, then, through that power of love, they can have some influence on you and your life. But if somebody is giving you curse, then they don't have anything good in their heart for you. Then how is it possible that they can influence your life? That's not possible at all. When your hearts are connected, maybe there can be any influence in your life. But when your hearts are also not connected, then how can there be any influence? So you have to understand that blessings are, powerless, and curses are also powerless until and unless you are body conscious and you receive them and make them work in your life. Okay, so anybody would like to share what you understood from today's class? Please unmute and speak. So anybody who would like to share anything, maybe from the Om Shanti.
Today, I like this point very much. Baba said they are also human beings, deities are, but they are virtuous. Only difference mean there is purity and virtues.
Yes.
So in body consciousness, we are not able to follow all these matlab, directions.
Yes.
So we have to practice more soul consciousness
Yes. Thank you.
to get over all those habits.
Yes. Thank you. Anybody else would like to share? Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Am I audible today?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay, fine. One is this one. If we are in the soul consciousness, then only we can become the deity. So we have to follow the Srimad actually. And the last point which you told that the thoughts which are in our awareness, on that we work. That just comes the blessings for us.
Yes, it is the awareness that matters. Yes.
Which we hold.
Yes.
That becomes the blessings for us.
Yes.
Thank
That's
you.
thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Deity.
Om Shanti.
Yes, today which I really liked is, first of all, the Baba is giving the knowledge of cycle to us. And because of that, we understand the whole cycle of purity to impurity. And at this point, what we have to do, that is from being impure to pure, we have to follow the directions of Baba. And to follow the directions of Baba, one thing which comes in our way as obstacle is body consciousness. And this body consciousness can only be removed by stabilizing ourselves in the consciousness of being a guest in this world as a traveler, and the soul consciousness. So when the realization of soul consciousness comes in ourselves, it is easy for us to remember Baba, and this way we can turn ourselves from impure to pure. And again, another point which I like is sulking. I didn't actually knew the real meaning of sulking. Now today I understand that. And again, one very important thing, that is Baba brings us out of this trap of blessing and curse. So this is something which I really like.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deity.
Okay. Om Shanti.